Good morning, everybody. I'm Udogo Tubelo, which is Startup Grind Director, Enugu State. Startup Grind is a global network of entrepreneurs, specifically working on helping every single startup in every single state, in every single country to boom. We utilize certain medium, giving them direct access to finance, connecting them to investors, connecting them to information necessary for their growth, tailored to the industry segment where they operate. We also organize fireside chats monthly to educate and then to get them informed on what they should know, and also to inspire them. Most times we host the successful entrepreneurs in different sectors who give their exciting stories on their way to success while building their huge companies, their huge brands. So I'd like to welcome everybody to today's event. And today we have a big fish in the house as our guest speaker, Mr. Collins Nzekwe, who is the founder of a co-founder of Think Africa. Think Africa is an international organization that serves as a bridge connecting foreign investors to indigenous companies in Africa, and I would like to say Nigeria especially. Sir, you're welcome to the show. Okay, I know you're also the founder of LEX Consulting.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's okay with you, could give us a brief overview of LEX Consulting and then Think Africa and other, and organization of yours.
Okay, cool. Good morning, everyone. Afternoon already. Morning still. My name is Collins Nzekwe. I'm actually from Enugu State. I'm a founder for LEX Consulting. It's a consulting company that is a boutique consulting company that was founded in 2015 to help entrepreneurs and startups, build a business from ground up. Basically we help businesses, help them to, place themselves in a position where investors would look for them and where they are attractive to investors. That's basically what we do. And, we hear from startups, we just hear what you want to do, what your ideas are, then we try as much as possible to help you bring that ideas to life, by, helping you prepare a business plan, do your financial projections, do your deck for you to be presentable to these investors. Basically I work with VCs, so it's more of a strategies and advisories for VC companies for startups as well. Hello?
That being the case, I'd say we have just. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'll say we have just the perfect guest speaker for the for today. I'm looking at having this conversation in lieu of having a well-defined roadmap to startups in Nigeria. So I'd like us to first, start this way. There's this huge question that that has, been on debate for quite a long time. We have young minds who some finished school, some did not go to school, perhaps because of financial challenges. So if any one of them have an intention to start a career, an entrepreneurial career, found to start up a business, what do you think is the best way to start? When we have, when the person has a challenge financially to do everything that's necessary for the business to kickstart, do you think the person should first go get a job, or should person kick against the odds and then kickstart his or her business, considering that getting a job sometimes tends to make you to deviate to deviate from what your main passion would be, which is that business you intend to start off?
So my advice would be if you have a passion for something, you want to start up something, that's a passion after school or even before you finish school, you should start that. But I understand that we all have, many of the entrepreneurs have hold on. Many of the entrepreneurs have difficulty accessing funds, you know, and this would be like a hindrance to your business. And if I say, okay, if you have passion to, let's say you want to build an app that connects healthcare in Enugu or in Lagos, this needs financing, this needs funding. Well, you have to start small, right? And you need money to
Yeah.
start in a way where you don't have who will support you or who would finance you, or there's from anywhere. My advice is always try and apply for jobs, get jobs. Something. If you have a passion for something, your other jobs or whatever should not be able to distract you or make you deviate from what you want to do in life. I started my own consulting company in 2015. Prior to that, I've been working 9 to 5. I've been working 9 to 5 till last year when I started my PhD, right? So it's a passion. If it's a passion, you just keep grinding on what you're doing, where you're getting money from, then start working on your own project. Some situation you don't even have a job, you don't even have a 9 to 5 that will pay the bill, but you have this idea. So that's why something like startup grind, it's necessary. You get yourself, network with people, network with events and organizations like startup grind, different things. Read a lot, go find that, okay, now presently the CBN is giving loan to all the creatives. If you're in movie production, if you're in film, if you're in music, if you're in fashion, just walk into your bank, show them and give them your business now, and they'll be able to give you this fund at 9%. So these things are most of the problem we have is we don't have this information and nobody is, giving us this information, right? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. The only advice I'll give you is, keep grinding on what you want, keep working on what you want, regardless if there's money or not. Someday someone will see you and be like, okay, how much does it cost for you to, scale up this thing? You say it could be $20,000, it could be $5,000, it could be $1,000 for you to even start and start making revenue. Start small. Don't always want, I have to start big, I have to, be big. No, you can always start small and you keep scaling. So I wouldn't say getting a job is very important. While you just finish school, you have no help from any other person. You just try and get a job, then while you're working on your passion. So you can use the money you're making from the job to start building, because most times, investors don't give you money just like that. They want to see what you have done so far. So for you to present something to an investor, you must have done a little, even if it's preparing your business plan, even if it's having your, financial, you have to be able to have done something for an investor. It's okay, you have passion for this, you have invested your time, you have invested your money, no matter how little, it's giving you more advantage than someone that hasn't done anything. You just come and say, oh, I want to do this, I want to build this app, I want to do this. How do I start? Investor will be like, can I have a package? What have you done? Right? So don't always think it's only if you don't have money you can just network, be in a position, ask questions, go to your bank. There are too many, especially in Nigeria. We keep, trying to say, oh, the government is not helping us. But if you really, really, really work very well, if you really, really, really like, do your research, you find out that the government is helping a whole lot of people and entrepreneurs. For COVID relief fund, the government approved 50 billion naira in March for SMEs, people that do business, individuals. You can get up to 3 million naira to 25 million naira. But people don't know this. They feel, oh, they just come and the government will just chop the money. No, apply, have all the requirements, all the checklists. Use this checklist to apply. If you have difficulties, that's where we come in as consulting company. We'll be able to help you package these loans, and you'll be able to get access funding. right now too, there's NISAL. I don't know if any of you have heard about NISAL.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Then you'll be able to assess funding. All you need to do is just prepare your business plan, prepare your financials, projections, deck, be able to make something juicy for people to want to do business with you. If you just, most problem with Nigerian entrepreneurs and startups is we just want to fold our arms and wait for the government to just come and give us money. No, you have to work hard. You have to be able to, have all your documentations in place. If you want to start a business, make it legal, make it very structured. That's where we come in as an adversary. Like, you want this money, government cannot just come and credit your account with 25 million without proper documentation. You have to have all these things in place. Then if the government is not giving you, then you have every right to even attack the government. You have every right to walk into that office. You're a citizen of this country. We are not bold enough. We just keep thinking that the government don't care, but they really do care. So that's my advice for startups and entrepreneurs.
Okay. So your advice would, taking out the response, in addition to all that you said, is that if you have a business in mind and you just finish school, get a job while you're also working on your idea and making it to be more prepared against whenever you could have access to fund.
Yes, basically.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. So I'd like to move on because we have two perspectives to what our conversation today. One will be on a macro level, one will be on a micro level, and then we would also try to chip in a little bit of what sort of Grind intends to do in no distant time. But first of all, I'd like to, go straight up to this one question on the macro scale. Looking at, because you're also based in Canada.
Based in Canada.
Okay, the Canada and US. Okay, sir. So let's look at Ontario, for example, because I have to just check it out. So we have they have a population just about I think 6 point something million, if I'm not wrong. Okay, no, they have a population of about 12 point something million. But they have a GDP that is quite amazing. In Enugu State here, we have a population of about 6 point something million, 6 million one or something, just about 6.2 million persons living here within Enugu State. The question is, they have a very huge GDP. That would be Ontario, I think about 300 billion plus, if I'm not even understate it. Then in Enugu State here, we have GDP that I guess would be less than $2 billion, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So the question is, then we now have the issue of unemployment that is ravaging everywhere within the country, Nigeria. I observed that the statistics that was given for Ontario, Canada, was that about 70% of the employment that they have there, okay, which is quite huge, was being given out or is being given out by the SMEs there. So, but here in Nigeria, we have several small and medium scale enterprises doing what they can. Yeah. The question I have is, we have SMEs here, several. We have SMEs over there. They have SMEs over there. They have huge GDP, like they have $300 billion surplus GDP compared to what we're doing here. My question would be, why is it the case? What is the difference between what they are doing there and what we are doing here, and what can we do next? This question is not just for theorizing purposes or just for the conversation. We are currently working with a former, or just about to start this work partnership with a former Vice Chancellor of the University of Nigeria. And good thing for us, you also said you would help out as regard helping the SMEs here within the country to link them up and get them prepared, and also really link them up to VCs abroad. So my question is for us to be able to know how best to tackle the issue that you're about to face. So that's why the question is coming up. What exactly is missing? What exactly is missing? Why are we where we are and they are where they are?
It's a different I would say we can't compare ourselves with them. This is a working economy. This is an economy that works. We won't keep, in as much as I want to keep blaming our government for not helping, for not trying to develop the country, which is part of the problem. There, you find out that everything works. The government works. People work. Like people hold government accountable for whatever that is happening in the country. People pay their tax, right? So if I pay my tax, I expect to have the best. Do you understand? Entrepreneurs there, SMEs there are being helped, especially in this COVID time. People get funding, government make sure that everybody it's all right. Companies have been shut down for the past 3 months, for the past 4 months, but governments keep keying in and making sure that they are surviving. They haven't packed their shop. Even the people that want to declare bankrupt, governments keep funding them. So we have a long way to go to compare ourselves with Toronto, Ontario, right? This is a big system. This is a system that works. The government is there to help them. Our government is one of our problems. In as much as our government is our problem, we shouldn't dwell on as entrepreneurs. We should, like I said before, try as much as possible to know what is going on. Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know if how many of you here knows about the COVID relief fund from the federal government. If I ask questions, maybe few or nobody knows about it. But because it is my job to make sure that people get this fund, to make sure that people know about this fund, I do my research, I I find out what is going on in the country. It's pandemic. There's pandemic fund from World Bank to all the developing countries. So we got this fund. So why you get this fund, you're supposed to invest it into your country. There's Commonwealth funds that was given 5 years ago to all the banks in Nigeria to give clean lending without collateral to entrepreneurs, to startups, to SMEs. You find out that some of these banks had to keep this money and keep building interest for themselves. Some of these banks gave this money out as well. So it is a country problem. Everybody, wherever you are, you should be able to contribute and make change and you get there. If not, nobody's going to get there. So the problem, I don't like us comparing. The only thing I want us to do is, like I said, entrepreneurs should do more research, SME startups. If you want to run a company, you should be able to know, how do I get funding? How do I make this a good business? How do I survive, right? And nobody's gonna come knocking on your door. Oh, you're an entrepreneur, you're an SME. Come, let me give you money. How do you want the government to help you? Those things happen in developed countries, right? They call them, they help them, they reach out to them. In our country, they don't reach out to us. So it's on us to go out there and see what is there for us and apply so we get it. So if you're having a roadblock, find out where you're having a roadblock. The problem is that we should be able to make sure that we have all the documentation in place, have all our checklists, have everything in place. If you have everything in place, there's no way the government is going to reject you funding. There's no way the government is not going to help you as an entrepreneur. There are too many funds for startups that the government has set up for Nigerian youth, Nigerian entrepreneurs, Nigerian startups. But the thing is that how many of us are taking advantage of this?
Okay, so I'd like to come in here, sorry, please, because I also run a business, of course, an agro processing business. Mm-hmm. I did apply for the fund that the CBN made available during this COVID-19 era. I wasn't selected. I know someone that was given about 300,000, but I wasn't selected. So yes, they may make available funds, but it doesn't really go around. But that's not even where my focus is now. My focus is on this. We're not comparing ourselves with Canada. We just can't. But the question is, what is, apart from the government, or is it just the government? What would we say is missing out? Okay, because we have Dubai, take for instance, that was just like a desert place. Yeah. Within a short period, because of the vision, because of the vision of the Sultan, they just moved from a desert land to one of the best places all over the world, right? Within a space of less than 2 decades, they were able to achieve it. So what exactly would be, because when you identify the problem, you can now profess solution. We're not just having a conversation. We are trying to profess solution, which we are going to put into action, following up totally with actions, connecting with the people that we're supposed to work with, and get it done. So and we want to achieve it within a period of time. So the question is, what exactly is missing out to you? What exactly do you think is missing out? Because then when you have this aspect of you mentioned documentation to register a business in Canada, developed, even considering both the forex disparity, our currency has a lower value. There it's not up to 10,000 naira. Here is far over that figure. So there are some things that if you look, even if we say the government have made available funds, okay, the other time I heard that they made a funding available about 70 billion for 50 million youths. It doesn't make it. That means 1,000 naira plus per youth. It doesn't make any. It's called the youth bank. Total nonsense. So yes, the government, that one is sure, clear. They are really, it's really funny, and I could defend this anywhere. But apart from the government being so sloppy and having no ideas, or really not having the best way to put it forward, what other things do you think? Because you are doing business over there. You've been there quite for a long time. What do you think is present there that is making their system to work that we don't have here?
Another thing I would say is sometimes we rely so much in public sector that we just keep thinking that it's only public sector that would help us grow. Private sector is also part of the problem, right? It's not a government thing, it's not a youth thing, it has nothing to do with you, the entrepreneur or the startup. It has everything to do with our leaders, our government, and a little to do with the private sector. So it's just, and another thing is just how we are packaged, just how we have been, raised up, brought up, how we do business. You and I know that most businesses in Nigeria are not structured. We are not structured to access this funding. So even when I work with entrepreneurs and startups to get funding, I find out that I do a whole lot of work, even when they send me their investment package to share with these VCs. I don't go around sharing this thing. I have to work, right? You find out that sometimes it is our problem to access this fund. We don't know, there's not a lot of things set out to help us entrepreneurs in Nigeria to be successful. We don't have a lot of that. So the little ones that are successful go extra mile to make sure that they get this funding, whether it's from government, whether it's from private sector, do whatever you can do to get this funding. Train yourself, read, study. Like, you are the CEO of your life, you're the CEO of your company. Like, you run this company as if everything depends on you, then like everything depends on you, because you have to, if you want me to invest in your business, you can't have a shabby business profile. You can't have a shabby financials. You can't have a shabby deck, right? So to help you, I need you to at least help yourself. So to me, I just don't see it as, it has to do with our country. Like, we have a very long way to go. And until we understand that, you said the government is approving 75 billion for 50 million youth. Fine. They're not saying all the youth should come and apply for this money. Do you understand?
No, but that's what they said. When you have a policy and they say, okay, by policy, I want to share rice to all citizens in Enugu. Yes, everybody may not get it, but that is what I prepared.
Yes.
That leads me to another question. Next question: like, does Nigeria do we even have an economic blueprint? Do we even have an economic blueprint? So this is what they planned. It is for this number of persons. From the plan, they've gotten it all wrong. That's my point.
Yeah, from the plan, there's no data. There's no how you can track these things. Exactly. I understand where you're going to, but is it the problem? No. Is it government problem? Yes. But how do we fix it? That's the question between us. How do we fix it? The only way we can fix it is by doing our best by making sure that we have all the documentation to access this funding. A lot of us don't. I don't know why you did not get the funding, the COVID relief funding. I don't know why you did not get it for your business. But if I check it, I'm trying to be truthful to you. If I check it, I would see, in as much as, yeah, is who know who, you know, how did you send it? It happens everywhere. Referrals help. But if I check it, like I do a risk assessment of your application, I will see something that will throw me away, that made them, you have a perfect application and there's it and somebody rejects it. That's the thing. So most of us don't get these things right. In abroad, these entrepreneurs, SMEs, they work with consultants. They, in as much as they want to apply for the SBA loan, the government COVID loan, they still come to consultants to, okay, they go to tax person, this is what I've done for the past 3 years, help me prepare my taxes. This is what I've done for the past 4, help me prepare. You have to have all these documents. If you don't have it corrected, your accounts, everything, government will not give you, even in the abroad, they won't give you this funding. So there is more for us as entrepreneurs and SMEs in Nigeria to do to be able to be successful. If we're not able to go extra mile, repackage ourselves, mold ourselves, just have the whole total package, we will keep suffering. Yes, the government is the problem, but I just want to stop blaming the government and keep advantage of whatever the government offers. How do we take advantage? It's by repackaging yourself. Udoka,
Fine.
if you send me your application, I will point out where I understand that you have to know someone, or it's referral works everywhere, even abroad. You get a job more because someone referred you. Maybe I work in Accenture, I'll send your CV to my recruiter. They will call you more than someone that just went online and applied. They will first give you heads up. So these things we have to, be able to get it right, work with consultants, and see how you can get it better.
Okay. So let's like you said, let us move away from the government. Obviously, we have a whole lot to discuss as regard that that side. But let's now go towards what to do independent of government, because I strongly believe that we can actually solve the whole challenge we are all faced with, independent of the government. After all, government is supposed to just create the enabling environment. That's what they are supposed to do. I had nothing beyond that. Yeah, so I'd like to, we have this PROSPI. It's called Profit Sharing Passive Income of the Startup Grind Enugu branch, specifically for Enugu. Profit Sharing Passive Income. So, which is the profit sharing passive income? Yes, it's a new product which tends to help every single one. Everyone. This is not theoretically, like practically help everyone, because we have civil servants and every other employee trying to engage in what we now call the side hustle. It's called the side hustle. So you're doing business alongside being an employee of a particular organization, whether it's for the government or whether it's a private sector. So to counter that challenge, because why the hustle is coming up is because people need to earn an extra income. Again, which has its negative effects, because when you are, for example, a teacher and you're also selling something else, during break time, they may have these drinks they will sell out to the kids. Which tends to be a distraction. I'm just using that as an example. So most times, side hustle tends to be a distraction. And so I would say to a great extent removes professionalism from what they do. So all we are trying, sir?
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. So we are trying to get a system that is working and everybody is financially satisfied. So if a teacher is focused on teaching, while you are confident there is an income that you get, or that your funds is growing, or you're increasing your net worth, while the entrepreneurs themselves are also powered up, while in the next 30 years, interest rates for loans drop down to 6% among commercial banks, which now is about in something percent, very high per annum. So that's what we've designed, and we're still going to have to kickstart it before the year ends, because it's quite huge. We need to bring in so much partners into it for it to work out to a very good extent. So what I'm trying to say is, these are an effort we are making to help the economy to grow, startups to grow, people that are teaching, keep teaching. Your funds is growing. Your not necessarily your future net worth is not dependent on what you're earning from your teaching work. So focus on it. So we have two things that is the magic there. We have funds that will be given to entrepreneurs, investor funds that will be insured. Normally now it's high risk to give funds to a startup, because you're not sure whether the person would succeed or not. Look at the owner of Go-Kart that got shot or killed abroad, even abroad. Yeah, so two things. One, giving insurance to venture capitalists that will invest in the startups. That is one. And then secondly, making everyone to focus. If you want to choose a career that you're interested in and keep doing it. Forget about the futuristic networks. If you get, of course, you go so far when you're doing good at what you're doing. In addition to that, if you invest in the Prosper scheme, you'll be good. So this is quite something we've designed, we are still working on, and we want it to float, which we'll discuss after now. What I'm going to with all this conversation, why I had to mention it, is there is a chance, we believe, that just like you also mentioned, that we can all succeed independent of government's excesses or ineffectiveness.
Yeah.
Ineffectiveness. Do you think that it can actually that we can actually rise up? Why I'm asking this question is, I'm going somewhere with the whole question. Do you think we can actually make a good headway even if we have bad government functioning, the system functioning independent of the government?
It's tricky. We need governments, whether we like it or not. We're being governed, right? So we need government to succeed. I wouldn't lie to you, but in a place like Nigeria, where the government is not there for you and I, right? What do we? Can you answer me? What do? We keep thriving.
Yeah.
We keep thriving. We keep doing what we can do to make sure that we thrive. Like you guys setting up this profit sharing passive income. Such a great idea. I would like to know more about it. I would like to see how we can work together on that too as well. These are the things. You're creating something for yourself. You're not waiting on the government to come to your rescue, because the way we were brought up by the government, it's all disappointing, right? Well, government's still there to help you with funding, with whatever you think you can get. But what I'm saying is we cannot 100% succeed without your government helping you.
Government, okay.
It is sad. We should keep being in their front. We should keep demanding for more. We shouldn't government don't want to do it, let me go do it by myself. No, we pay taxes regardless. We, one or the other, contribute to the development of the country. So why can't we get what we want from these people? Why they have to keep stealing our money, stealing our future? One day we'll have to take back our government. One day you can be in the position to rule, because we now have the mentality of, government will never work. It will never work. You get there, you will never work. Because you already have that mindset that it's never going to work. I have that mindset that government is never going to work for us. Why don't I just let it be? No. Let's have that mindset that government's responsibility is its citizens. That is their responsibility. They are supposed to serve us, but what it looks like is they are leading us. They're not serving us, they're leading us. Every government of a country is supposed to serve the citizens, but it's not happening. And we're not going to fold our arms and say, okay, I'm going to do it my own way. Like you come to a street in Lagos or anywhere, or even in Enugu, you see a private sector developing their road, giving themselves lights, giving themselves water, which is wrong. Because we have already we have already accepted the norm. That's what it's how it be. You go to a country, people demand that this is what you are supposed to do for life. And they keep demanding and they get it. Because in Nigeria, we don't keep demanding, we just small thing, everybody will relax. Let's just do it by ourselves. But if we keep demanding, like that's why I keep pushing the entrepreneurs to apply for this facility. Like they denied you, you should be able to write. I know you might not get a reply, but see, let me tell you something. You might still get a reply. Why was I denied? Because I have people that I work with in SBL and even in this COVID relief fund in Nigeria. They were denied. I wrote. It might take time for them to reply me. Why? We submitted all the proper documentation that you guys needed for this person. What was the reason? Some of them will give they will give a genuine reason why you were denied. Some they will not even reply you back. Demanding for answers. You don't give up as an entrepreneur or someone that has a passion for something. Don't give up. Don't say this government, let's move on. No, keep demanding. So that's why I keep telling us governments owe us a lot and we should keep demanding and we should keep getting whatever they are getting from wherever World
Okay.
Bank, UNICEF, UN. Let's go get it. Let's keep demanding for more. Let's keep going to these offices. We shouldn't be afraid. You're not going there to fight.
Okay.
You're going there to ask for your right and what is entitled to you.
Okay, sir. So I want to ask another question. Do you believe that there could be what we call entrepreneurship insurance, where startups, funds given to startups, nobody is doing it anywhere in the world? I've not heard anyone doing it. Do you think it's a feasible, it's a feasible, I will call business, because it's also going to be a business sort of entrepreneurship insurance to ensure venture capitalists bringing in funds that if this entrepreneur eventually fails, I'll refund you the money, while they are paying a premium for it.
So
Do you think it's a feasible
it's happening.
program?
It's happening. You say it does not happen. It happens. Let's say I have $5 billion that I manage, right? That I give. That $5 billion is insured from the onset. It's not. It's insured. So even if I give you $100,000, whatever happens to that money, I will be able, like I will be able to make a case for it. But the thing is, that's why VCs and consultants is a hard job. That's why I said you have to be able to convince someone to invest in your business, and you have to have started something for me to know that you have passion for this. You want $100,000 to scale up your business, but when I check, you haven't done anything, even $500. So how do I ensure that you really love this thing that you want to do? You just want to take my money and just spend it the way you like it. Yeah, in as much as these VC funds are insured funds. They are funds that people have. So many rich people, right? They're angel investors. It's just like, okay, I want to invest in.
Insured, really? Okay.
Go on.
I never knew that the VC funds were already insured.
Of course, VC funds are insured.
Insured by who?
By every fund is insured.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not. Your bank, the money in your bank account is insured right now.
Yeah, of course. NDIC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you $100,000. I'm asking, I need to also, many VCs want to know what are your exit strategy. Do you understand? So you need to be convinced by your debt that they are going to make something out of it. It's risky. That's why I call risk assets, right? You might put money in your business and the money goes and they never get anything back. So that's why this money keeps building them in interest. When they lose, don't go that bad. But when they gain, they like it. So we need to be able to, insurance, like you say, I give you money, so I have an insurance company. Okay, if this guy fails as an entrepreneur, are you going to pay me? Many insurance companies wouldn't go that way. Like, I'm not sure it's going to be a feasible business that will work. If I'm an insurance company, I'm not going to do it because it's already risky. Investing in a startup that you don't know how it's going to boom, right? So it's if I have to do it, I'll do all due diligence to make sure that this business would make money. But I don't see it. It's a business idea, but I don't see it functioning, especially in our society.
Okay. Okay, sir. So what because yeah, you normally would you like you've covered the whole lot of the conversation we have for today. So I'll just ask two more questions and I'll open the floor for everyone to be part of the discussion. So finally, I'd like to ask these two questions. So specifically, you're saying it's up to the business founders to put themselves together and have a presentable business. So that's the main issue.
Yeah, be able to be a total, right? You can't tell me that you want to run a business and you can't have an elevator pitch in 5 seconds, 15 seconds. You should be able to convince me that you really know what you're doing. Then when we have that elevator pitch, I'll be like, okay, send me your investment package. That's when you start selling yourself. So if we don't have that total package, you're not going to get money from anybody except your parents are going to give you the money.
Bootstrap. Okay. Okay.
Your friends will not want to invest in a business that they're not sure is going to yield them money, even your parents. So package, then from there you should be able to talk to someone. So you not getting this money sometimes is on you. It's not on the government, it's not on the VC, it's not on the investor. It's on you. Whatever you're doing, give a very juicy investment package. And that's the only way you can sell yourself anywhere in the world. It happens in everything.
Okay. Okay. So finally, from me, I would like to ask, so if I want to get, just to be clear, if I want to get funding through Think Africa, or let's say from LEX Consulting, what do I have to do completely so that I'll be able to get funding? And how long will it take for me to be able to receive those funds?
Okay. Let's say basically now, LEX Consulting, it's not a VC. LEX Consulting is an advisory and strategy company. First of all, but we work with VCs, right? You come, you present your idea to us. First of all, we'll ask you, okay, can we have your business plan, your financials on your deck? If it doesn't meet our standard, we will do one for you because now you are retaining us to help you get funding, right? We will do one for you, make sure you meet the standard of work with. And it also depends on the industry of where you're trying to get money from. Some investors that I have will tell you, okay, I don't invest in healthcare. Some will say I invest in healthcare. Some say I don't invest in agrotech. Some say I invest in agrotech, edutech. It depends on the particular project you're doing. Then when I present this investment package to my VC that I know this is their specialty, this is their where they handle.
Interest, right?
You said what?
Interest. Their interest.
So when I present this and it's juicy to them, you'll be invited to come and come and defend your project, right? You're looking for $500,000, you're looking for $50,000, you're looking for $20,000. Depending, what do you need it for? What are your exit strategies? All this would determine if you're going to get. You would know if you're going to get this money or not, even in few months, in 1 month or 3 months. And I wouldn't say, oh, if you engage me now, in 3 months you're gonna get funding. In 3 months you might not get funding. We'll move on. In 3 months you might get funding. In 1 month you might get funding, depending on how the business is. It a viable business? How is it gonna make the money? Because at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. There's no fund that is charity fund, whether it's charity by government, whether it's fund by not charity, right? The whole essence of big profits is to help you. So if they're giving you the money and in 5 years, in 3 years you fold up, what is the essence? So they need to be sure that this is of course, even a sure business still don't make profits sometimes. Some company like Uber has profits, right? They are running. It's a good business. It's still they need to handle these overhead costs, So one day they will, so people don't Let's Consulting or Think Africa will just connect you to the VCs based off of your kind of startup, and we go from there. We will not say we must get you money. We not say we will not get you money. We just say we would work with you and make sure you're successful and see how we can help. That's basically what we do.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'd like to open the floor for every participant to put forward any questions or any contribution. So if you want to say something, just raise your hand. If you know how to do it, fine. If you don't know how to do it, just unmute yourself and then go ahead. Anyone with any?
I think Clinton raised his hand.
Okay. Oh, okay. 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 So Clinton, go ahead.
Right. Good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon, Clinton.
I'm also a member of Startup Grind Enugu branch.
Okay.
So my questions to our guests is there any plan or any let me use that word, any plan of collaboration between your organization and Startup Grind? You know, is there a way, because I believe that Startup Grind have a lot of plans on ground, a lot of things they want to execute country in the states as Enugu states. So my question is, do you have any plan on ground to collaborate with Startup Grind? Thank you.
Okay. Can I go on? Can I go on? Can I speak?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, cool. Like, I've known Startup Grind for a while now, and I've been working with Doka since this invitation to come and have this fireside chat to how we can be a partner, right, to Doka. And yeah, like, it's something, I want to partner with you people. I want to partner with the startups. I want to partner with SMEs, and especially.
Yeah, very correct, sir.
Huh?
Okay, then.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can go ahead, please.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to partner with Startup Grind, especially in Enugu. The only way I say I can partner with you is if I see there's this zeal, there is this, you have this passion of what you want to do. I see, okay, after this, in the next 2 days, I get emails of, okay, this is my idea, this is what I've been thinking of doing, this is what I've done, this is what I'm doing, this is my business plan, this is my deck, this is my financials. I see there's that passion. I can work with anybody. I can work with the group as a whole. I can have funding. I can be able to package a group something to the federal government, to whoever. We're trying to give these people 5 million. They need 5 million in their business, right? Yeah, there's a plan for me to partner with Startup Grind, especially in Enugu. And I just spoke to the guy in South Africa. He's going to send me some emails and some details about how we can, work together as an advisory team member, how I can link. Because basically what I'm trying to do is to get this Western funding to reach the African continent. That is my game. That is my plan. That is my job, right? I help state government, I help federal government connect them with the Western countries to the, developing countries. So that's what I do. So if I see my friend, that I have a friend right now, I don't know if you guys have heard about Ingressive Capital.
Ingressive Capital, yeah.
So,
owned by a lady, yeah.
Yeah, she's my friend here in Lagos.
Okay.
My friend,
okay.
met in the US and all that. So
okay.
She's someone that, okay, Collins, where are your startups, right? I present this startup. If you think it's something you can fund, yeah, send it. We would look at it. If it's something we can fund, we can invite the person, to come to have a chat with. These are things I can do. So partnership is, you have to bring it forward and I'll be able to push it. You have to tell me what you want. And like I said, I'm still working with Udoka. We will make the partnership official. be able to work together. Yes, Clinton, I'm ready to partner and I'm ready to look at your investment package.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Sir Clinton. Any other person with any question? Questions, contributions? Okay. Victor, go ahead, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, and thank you for this opportunity. You're welcome, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Victor.
You're welcome. Okay, my perspective is actually in terms of the environment. As earlier discussed, we really cannot compare. When it comes to financing, okay, many of the opportunities, literally, an average person will hardly get them. There's one, they say nicer, you don't even have to put in a proposal. Just put in your BVN, which is the bank verification number, and then they will take it into the system and give the funding. Then somehow the same BVN I have been using for all both my business accounts. In fact, one person is entitled to one BVN.
Yeah.
The same BVN I've been using, I enter it on the site and they say it's invalid. So in this case, I have not even been asked, okay, what do you do? What do you not? But then we still sit back and then we hear that, okay, they've given certain people certain amount of money to do business on the same platform. So when it comes to whether we are doing it right in terms of proposals or not, by God's grace, at least I've been able to put in proposal in different other parastatals who we can consider to be fair, and it's scaled through. And then carry the same proposal, do it with a government agency.
And it flops.
Yes, you said we should ask questions. I've sent in several mails to different parastatals where I actually applied for funds, and there is no response. Not to talk of, okay, you did it right or you did it wrong. These are the corrections you have to bring in. So the environment is totally different.
The environment
and then yes, and it is a major challenge for any entrepreneur. I tend to live my life as though there's no government. That's the truth.
Government.
Yes, I tend to live this. If okay, you talk of financials. Funny thing, you do your financials, you let them know the actual amount you are making, and then they devise a means to get more from you other than supporting you. If you bring in your tax, okay, like now, currently, agricultural producing firms are exempted from tax in Nigeria. So if you're into production, which is what I do, we are exempted from tax. But then because you have to file in your whatever, your returns, you have to file it in, but then you are exempted. They tell you verbally that you are exempted, then you begin to file in, and the moment they begin to see that
you're making money,
then they come back. They don't tell you your tax is not based on the agriculture anymore, but then at least you use logistics. You do this, you do that, and then they charge you heavy. And then it becomes a problem. Because as much as you are filing, it doesn't mean that, okay, like for me, I'm into palm plantation. I run a palm plantation where I produce both oil, palm kernel, and all its byproducts. That's what I do. Okay. And there's no size of land that is enough if you really want to go big. We are, as the money is coming, yes, I file it in, but then I put it back into the business. I've been in operation for about 5 years now. And as it comes, I put it back into the, but then they still want, so at some point I stopped filing. Yes, there was an incident where one of my farms was burnt down by fire. People who were trying to burn their own farms and everything. And then I used that as an excuse to tell them that, okay, the plantation had been burnt down. So for now, no proceeds. And that's how I escaped the excess to this. But then the country is just not, the government is one, The people, even as small as a gate man to an office you want to enter, you don't be surprised that if you don't give them something at times, when they know what you are coming for, it becomes a problem. Instead, of course, you know the GM that will call the gate and say, okay, let this. And then how long are we supposed to continue like this?
Yeah.
So, in terms of documentation, left to me, if you ask me as a private person, okay, your finance, I can relate. If it has to do with going through the government, okay, let it come from a tax office. Really, what you see there will not be impressive, because I cannot show them all, and then because they want what I see at the long run is they want everybody to be working for them. If they see the more you are doing, the more they increase what your levies, and it doesn't work that way. It is discouraging. That's why many people will rather look for a government work and sit at it than try to run some things on their own. So there are more challenges to the Nigerian system than what we can actually address from the start. So I don't know. Like, okay, I just cited one example now. So if you are to work with me, my financials are not coming based on Nigerian FRIS. Will you have a way to work with it, or it has to go through them by all means?
Like I said, so I understand that the government frustrates you. It's standard, especially our government. It does. Doing business in Nigeria is hard. All of you that are doing business in Nigeria, the SMEs, the startups, I give you guys thumbs up. It's very hard. The government frustrates you, the people frustrate you, everybody frustrates you. But then again, we will get frustrated, but we should keep moving. That's why we have people like us who are consulting companies that have an idea of how these things work, and maybe we are opportune, and like God's going to have people that are insiders. If we do real business, of course they don't know who you are. So, and the way our government and Nigeria is set up is who know who, right? This is not right. It's not supposed to be that. People that meet requirements should be able to get something. They don't need to know anybody to get something. So this is where we are trying to bridge that as a consultant. We go, like, I go to all these processes and I saw let's say different parastatals, right? And apply to be a consultant with them. So instead of you coming straight to them, you come through us, right? This paying us. You're not paying us, but you come through us. We package this, so whatever we bring to them has higher chances of flying.
Yeah.
So because we already understand the system, that the system is designed not to work for us. Let's get that straight. But what do? You just keep grinding. You just keep finding a better channel to get through to what you want, which is, like now I just know this is what business you do. I have a friend who has a manufacturing. They make soap, oil, different things with your products, palm kernel, all those things. They have a factory in Owerri. He's my friend. We went to school together in America, and he moved back. He's managing the company for his dad. They're doing pretty well. So I was asking him challenges one time. I think a few months ago, he was like, his challenges is not having enough of these raw materials that you produce, the palm kernel.
Where is he based, sir?
He's in Owerri. The factory.
Okay.
So you understand, he doesn't have enough raw materials, right? So meaning that he needs more people. So I can link you and say, okay, I have someone that produces some kind of products that you need. I think I can, at least, no matter what quantities, that you'll be able to get money from him. He'll be able to get what he needs. So I don't know who your off takers are, Victor, but I'm just saying, this is where we come in. We talk, we advise people. I understand it's frustrating, Victor. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying be perfect for you, but I'm just saying, find other channels. Don't let them frustrate you. Don't let them. This government is not working. it's not for me. I'm not going to be able to get what I want, So, work with us, chat with us, then we see how we can help. That's
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Victor. Any other question from any other person else? Because we're about to wrap up. Any other question? I can't see any hands up, so I'll just assume that.
So,
Well,
Udo, you share the contact with us, right?
yes, I will definitely.
Okay.
Okay. So, in the absence of any other question, we'll just try to wrap it up, sir. So, sir, I want to give you say a big thanks. Before then, I'd like you to just give us one last word to the business class. Yeah.
The only last word I'll tell you, just keep grinding. Keep doing your best. Don't give up. See,
That's the hard part.
entrepreneurship is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Starting your thing is hard. Trying to start up on your own is hard. So there's nothing that is not hard. So it's the passion you found. You did it yourself. You said, "I want to do this. This is what I want to do." I know the trials, everything will come and be like, you know what, I'm giving up, but I want to do this. If you think that you want to do this, just keep doing it. Try and find help. Try and, solicit for who can help you get to your goal. Ask. You're not asking people for money. You're asking for, asking people to help you for your business. Like, how do you help me? How do you make me scale up? That's what we should be doing, So that's my advice for you is just keep going, keep grinding. If you need any help, if it's whatever I can do, whoever I can link you with, you have my email, just email me. And if it's what I can do that. So yeah, I'm on the call. If what I can do, I will do that. So just keep grinding.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. It's been Mr. Collins Nzekwe, who is the founder of LEX Consulting and also of a co-founder of Think Africa. Like we said, which serves a bridge between foreign investors and players within the Nigerian startup ecosystem. So thank you very much, sir, for taking time to be with us today. It's been quite nice having you, sir.
Attending, and please don't be a stranger. Reach out to me via email.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks to our participants who came aboard. We've made a promise to give out a complimentary $1,000, which would be in AWS credits for those who run online businesses and every other business. So we'll get to you just in a minute. Thanks for being here. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you
so much.